You joined Leeds at a very special time with title challenges, Champions League runs, and what have you. What was it like playing for the club at that time?
I generally, honestly, it was the best time ever. It was incredible. What a journey we went on. Winning, losing, all these. We played all the best teams around Europe, basically. If I could have handpicked the teams to play, I would have chose them that they actually went up against. Yeah. You know, it was everyone, just a who's who, really. You know, you take maybe, trying to think of, not many. Maybe we didn't get to play against Bayern Munich was one of the ones I'd love to have played against, and that would have been the final if we'd got through the semis. So apart from that, really, we got to play against all the teams we wanted: Barcelona, Real Madrid, you know, all them great clubs. At that point as well, you got to remember Valencia and Deportivo were unbelievable sides. I mean, the football in Spain at that point was the best. It was better than the Premier League. I don't care what anyone says. That era, they had 4 or 5 clubs. People might say that's why they weren't the best, but I think they were. They had the best players in that era. From 2000 for I don't know, 5 or 6 years, they had some incredible players, and just being around that feeling was amazing. I mean, you know, and to nick a few results in certain places, and you know, and it was just, I don't like saying it was like the best stag do ever, but it kind of was for me. I mean, and we weren't boozing like it. You know, everyone thinks that era at Leeds was a boozy. Yeah, we had a few drinks together, but we never took the mickey out of it. And David O'Leary was always like, he'd probably be first to go to bed, but he'd probably set up with Eddie having a couple of glasses of red. So you know, we knew our kind of limits a little bit. We did push it a few times, but in general, I just loved that Champions League experience. I wish I'd played more in it. It was there's something about even that noise, isn't it? You know, when the music comes on.
Special.
Ellen Road, my debut, AC Milan at home. It was lashing it down with rain. The weather couldn't have been worse. I'd not trained for 6 weeks. I'd literally not kicked a ball. Next year I'm playing. It was like, this is the best ever, and the adrenaline just generally got me through that 90 minutes. I thought I was only going to play for half the game till half time, and then he said, "How you feel?" I was like, "Oh, well, I'm all right. I feel good." And it was just an incredible experience. And I think, you know, to make your debut against AC Milan and get the win, even though, you know, Dida wasn't the best goalkeeper in that day when he dropped it in under Lee Bowyer, but we took it. And I always think to get any result against a club like that is a massive achievement, especially from where we've been and the journey we were on, the journey like these other clubs are on. You know, AC Milan at that point were, you know, they were winning stuff all over the place. So, yeah, great side. But you know what I always find about when I met all the players in around the Champions League, and I had some unbelievable nights out with a few of them as well, because I lived, believe at that point. I'm trying to think, I was living kind of in a hotel at that point, so all the teams used to stay at the same hotel as me. So like when Steve McManaman came over to Leeds, they lived a different life to us. They basically, like when we played Real Madrid, obviously Steve McManaman was my mate. Like the night we trained that day before the game, and then Macca was like, "What are you doing? Fancy going out a bit of shopping and stuff?" I was like, thinking, playing Real Madrid, bit of shopping, and a couple of beers. And what I was thinking, is this what you guys do? Because like, you're the best, you know what I mean? And basically, they all went to Flannels, which was a shop in Leeds at that point. All went shopping, had a little carrot, you know, maybe a couple of coffees or maybe a couple of half a lagers or whatever. Got a load of clothes. To see them all bringing all the stuff back, I went, "Good day shopping, yeah, boys." I was thinking, these are so relaxed, and it was like we were speaking to the doctor at Real Madrid who spoke a bit of English, and he was saying this is just the way they live their life, and it's how they get the best out of each other. They're very relaxed. People wouldn't think that, but they were so relaxed. And for me, sometimes when you have that feeling, it does make you a better player, because you're like, well, you know what? What's wrong with having a couple of beers? Nothing. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with going out a bit of shopping? Nothing. Nowadays, it'd be looked upon as like, what? You went for a couple of beers the night before a game and you went shopping? Oh, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. Well, these boys did, and they were very good at it.
Yeah. Maybe they kind of felt like they had nothing left to prove. They could relax and live their life in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the best thing ever though? If you can get that kind of situation in your life, that for me would have been the best. Yeah. You know, so because I always think some of the best players I played with, just, you know, I'm not harping on about everything, but you know, at Leeds, Mark Viduka was one of the best footballers I played with. And I think he could have played anywhere he wanted to if he really wanted to put his mind to it. He was that good. But people like the Dukes, you know, a couple of fags, a couple of beers, but that'd be it. You know, you wouldn't be out all night. So I always think I'll always look to them certain players. And I bet Stevie Mack, obviously, Mack liked a beer, but he wouldn't have been like us lot, you know, where you'd be chasing the pints all the time. You know, they're the more relaxed way of doing stuff, especially on the continent. And I think we all learned a lot from them, actually. I think we all did in our careers when we were going back to talking about Gerard Houllier and stuff. The way they conducted themselves was they probably had a good drink and had a good night out, but just a little bit different to what we were like in the UK. But it worked for them, didn't it? So
yeah,
you know, I think sometimes you do. I follow when I see other people, I try and follow what they're doing. But obviously, when the players were that good, it's hard to follow some of them. You know, some of the players that we managed to see in that era was incredible. I mean, I remember playing up against Figo one night, and I was thinking, this is going to be a tough one, this, because I was playing left back. I always preferred to play centre half. I was playing left back. Figo was playing, you know, right midfield. I was thinking, right, I've just got to get close to him, whack him early on, and see how it goes from there. Obviously, we lost the game 3-2. We were the better team. We should have won the game. But after the game, I was trying to swap shirts with Figo, and Macca was trying to help me. And Figo wouldn't give me a shirt because he said I booted him all game. He said I wasn't getting it, but I got the shirt.
Yeah, got
it. But, yeah, a few hours of pleading, I got it. So yeah, it's still somewhere. I think my mum and dad have it still in Southport somewhere put away. So yeah, it was. It's nice to have a couple of their memories because I wasn't one for swapping shirts all the time and doing stuff like that. But that was one I thought I'll have that one.
Yeah.
And that went in my collection.